to my channel. Today is one of those days that it is incredibly hot again, and it's forcing me to get things done inside instead of outside. Outside right now is suffering, hard time. We've gone through so many days of no rain, which is kind of strange for us this time of year. You know, we might get rain every couple days, but we've gone weeks, it feels like, with no rain. And that's not normal. Yesterday, we did get an inch and a half of rain. It's just not enough. And my garden isn't set up for like drip irrigation because honestly, I've never really needed it. This year, it's been strange. So we started off strong, amazing. Now we're kind of in that lull where it gets so hot it basically kills off half the garden. That normally happens for us the end of July. It was happening the end of June just because of this heat that we're getting. So I have some big garden decisions to make here soon that I'm not really ready to make, but might have to happen. We're gonna have to have like a garden reset and I'm not ready for it. But today, since I'm forced inside, I have to clean up my tornado mess. Over the last couple weeks, I have been filming and making things for my canning course. But in the process of making it, I have a disaster I need to clean up. And it's, you know, I'm trying to get everything done because my kids come home Saturday. They have been spending time with grandparents, and I love that they get to have grandparent time because I think that's just important for kids. But I have cases of jars. I have jars not in cases. I have to wash and clean all these jars. I have to take all the rings off of these jars. Ooh. I have like summer fun things that have just gotten piled on the table as a dumping ground because in between canning, you know, it's summer and it's fun. So when my husband's not working, we're off doing fun adult things. But I have like food in the dehydrator to put away. I have so much to do. I need to like clean out the fridge. I have to do dishes. I'm doing laundry. I've already folded 2 loads. That's like a good thing, right? I have to wash all my dishes by hand though because my dishwasher is struggling. Since we've lived in this house, I have such a love-hate relationship with this dishwasher. It's great for sterilizing because I can put them in, I can do that hot sterilizing rinse, but sometimes it doesn't clean well. So it's one of those you have to wash before you put them in. It's a horrible situation. But anywho, I have to start cleaning. Heard the dishwasher going, but you're just gonna have to ignore that. There's no way I'm stopping it for its noise. So I'm grabbing things like my purse I can hang up. My purse is from Portland leather. I absolutely love them. If you are like a leather purse person, I love them. They are it's holding up so well to my abuse. So this way, check that off the list. I'm trying to like clear up all the little things I can as we go, because then I can get to, I have a quarter floating in here. There we go, quarter. So here is one of our waterproof bags. We went tubing down a river here. So much fun. Absolutely. Okay. Start acquiring those. Just cleaning all the little things like hair clips, hats. I do have a bunch of new cleaning things that I'm very excited for. They are from Norwex. One of my friends sells it, and I've been buying things from her slowly over the years, and I love what I have. I think there's some gimmicky things, but I love what I have, and I got their mop system, and I'm just excited for that for daily life. But look at these zinnias. How beautiful are those this year? I have some that have died. taking care of them. That's like how out of this I have been. Chips that probably aren't even good. They're sitting here open, which is like such a no-no. Color Street nails. I don't know if you do them. I like them because my fingernails break really easy and they don't break. They don't cause my nails to break. Okay, this is trash and I need candy boxes. Also, fun thing, if you have kids, you can get Lego magazines. It's a completely free thing. I found it on a Lego email I got. So there's probably a spot on their website. Such a cool thing. It's just got so many fun Lego things. I got one for each of my kids. They're in the Lego stage. I think it's just a fun thing for them to get in the mail.
So at this point, I knew I just had to find my motivation. So I kind of just started grabbing a few things at a time. What could I consolidate? What could I do? What could I make a difference with? And I just got to work, taking trash out to the trash can, cleaning up the mess from our Berkey. It overfilled on us, and I took care of some blueberries here. Those are some of the last ones from our yard, and then it was back to tomato separating. This has been our best tomato year for so long. So what I do with all of my tomatoes that we can't get through and the ones I want to use for sauce is I just stick them in a freezer bag and then freeze them. And then when I can them, I cook them anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And the skins peel off so fast. It's kind of easy, and I can do it all at one time. And then I found another basket of tomatoes. It's one of those like, gosh, I couldn't get to it fast enough. And we have so many tomatoes coming in, and I'm so grateful. This is probably the 6th or 7th bag I have frozen from just our yard. And in the years past, I have really struggled with tomatoes. So, dishes.
Do you ever get in the middle of doing something and everybody calls? All the calls I made this morning, I was finally getting all the calls back for, which is a good thing, but it's always like right in the middle of that swing you get, or motivation you get, doing, all the cleaning you gotta do. So, I'm glad I heard back. And if you need a step stool in your kitchen, I'm right there with you. I feel like I've been neglecting cleaning because I've been so focused to get my canning course done while my kids have been gone. Like all the bulk filming I can do, and then if I have little bits to film, I can film those later. But my house has suffered, and since it's shedding season, my house is really suffering. And we don't have a big kitchen, at all. Our kitchen is really what you see. And then I have my China hutch that works as our coffee bar, and I hang my cast iron on the wall, and we do have the island. But this is the extent of my kitchen, with all the things on it. Cabinets, that's what I'm trying to say.
So after I put away all the dishes, I got to do more dishes. It's never ending around here. I don't know about you, but I feel like I can never stay on top of our dishes, even though I do them 5 million times a day. We eat pretty much at home all the time, so we create a lot of dishes. And cooking from scratch, there is so many extra dishes. And right now, our dishwasher isn't really working. Since we've moved in, this dishwasher has been a pain of mine. Once I got those done, it was time to move on to kombucha. If you'd like to know more about kombucha, I can share about it. But this is the end of my second ferment, and I flavor mine with blueberries right now since I have them coming out of the yin yang, or what it feels like. So it's so good, and I feel like you either like it or you don't. The taste of kombucha, that is. I really like it, and it's supposed to be really good for your gut. And I am trying to work on healing my gut as best as I can from all the medications I've been on since my hip replacement and years of other issues um, because it's been suspected I have an autoimmune issue, but who knows? So much can affect in your gut, and it's something I've really dived into learning about. So, if you know anything about gut health, you know, take care of what you got. So, after I filter my kombucha, I put it in these bottles that were um, from store-bought kombucha. Actually, I just like to reuse all the good glass bottles, and I love the size of those bottles, and they fit so well in our fridge. So I kind of just use a couple containers, filter what I can. I make a gallon of kombucha about every 15 days, um, and it works out great. So then once I filter everything and I bottle it up, I store it in our outside fridge, and then I can drink kombucha as I please. I like it, and my kids like it. My husband's not a fan, but I love the taste of it. And once I cleaned up that mess, it was on to washing jars. Now, the reason I wash my jars is because any residue on the outside could attract ants. And I've grown up in places where ants are just super prevalent, and it drives me absolutely crazy. So I always make sure I wash my jars really well, even if I just water bathed something simple, because I don't want to put anything sticky and attract
Can you believe
anything.
all these jars are from my canning course? I didn't do big batches really at all. I was kind of surprised what I got out of canning. So this was 8 different recipes. Some I did a lot, some I did, really small batches, like green beans. I like that you can can, what you get. Chicken, I think I did 5 jars, beans 3, quite a few light broth. I even did some water. I'll do that in my pressure canner. So I pressure can a full load every time. I have jam, tomato sauce. Can you believe this tomato sauce was yellow Roma tomatoes, and it even came out red. I was kind of hoping for yellow sauce. It didn't. I made salsa. This is like a thick salsa you get like in the jars when you buy it from the store. Oh, I have my towel in the water. Great. I'm just gonna let them air dry for now because I am slowly losing motivation. So this whole basket is full of rings from these jars. Now each ring has to get washed. Ooh, all right, so what's next? I think I'm going to work on cleaning the bar off and then going from there. I have 2 containers for one's for my oats, one's for my cereal. I need to do a deep pantry clean out. My brain is down here. Okay, let's just get through this.
This here was my final wind. I had been cleaning pretty much since the day I got up this morning, so cleaning off the bar the best as I could was kind of the last thing I really wanted to accomplish before mopping. I don't know about you, but the bar is always our catch-all, and right now I gotta figure out where those electronics go next. But after that, oh, I did do the dehydrator. That's right. This stuff has been sitting for a while, and I just needed to get it put away. So I have mushrooms and tomato peels and seeds left over from what I canned. I always dehydrate them, and then I turn them into a powder, and they thicken up things so beautifully. For these mushrooms, I plan to grind them up and turn them into mushroom salt. So here's what I've got, almost a whole jar of the tomato seeds and peels. I do need to grind those up, and then about 2/3 of a quart of mushrooms. And I'm debating about turning them into mushroom salt, and then also maybe keeping some for broth so I can just throw them in and have some extra flavor to add to my broth. And then after this, well, maybe tomorrow I'll get to cleaning the dehydrator. It's a love and a hate thing. And then I just use leftover canning rings, or lids and rings, and I jar them up. The last thing on my list to do today was the floors. These floors needed it because our dogs are shedding right now. And between having a husky mix and an Australian shepherd, we just get a lot of dog hair. I love my dogs, but I do not love the hair that comes off them. But I'm using this new mop I got, and I loved this chenille sweeper. It just picked up the dog hair and any little fine things so well. And then this is one of the other mop pads, and I loved that I can go between the two and it cleaned so easy. It's kind of similar to the Swiffer, but there's no harsh chemicals. It's awesome. If you want to learn more about Norwex, check out the description. I'm going to leave my friend's link so you can see more. But that's it for today, friends. Thank you for joining me.